Veterans Helping Veterans is our mission because we are
Warfighter made.
Everything you need to race motocross, everything you need to ride in the desert, everything you need to have fun on a dirt bike will be in this vehicle.
Tonight you're going to meet another warfighter who spent his whole life racing motorcycles. His name is Craig Hall.
My father was a stuntman when I was a kid. Riding was just a natural thing to do, and that's pretty much all we did. I got my first bike when I was 2. I think I had a 3-wheeler shortly after that. They used to run on ice races with it. You know, it's a big thing here in the wintertime. We started flat track when I was 10 years old, 11 years old, I think. And my dream was actually to be a pro flat track racer, and I tried for many years. I had different jobs where I wasn't happy. I felt the best way to better myself would be to serve my country. And I just felt the need after 9/11. You know, just always had that in the back of my head that I just wanted to really do something bigger than me. I joined in February 2005. I was a 19-kilo Abrams tank crew member. I was assigned to Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 8th Cav, the 1st Cavalry Division out of Fort Hood. 2 weeks before we deployed, they let us know. It was pretty much one of those things, you know, oh, you're going to Iraq, we're going to, and yeah, don't tell anybody. We went to Kuwait, stayed in Kuwait for 2 weeks. One thing I remember is how sandy it was over there. I mean, we'd use our M4 rifles and they'd seize up in like 2 minutes. So it's like constantly cleaning it. And how hot it was. It was 120 something. At that point, America's mission was pretty much to kind of protect the people from the insurgency, really locate who the insurgency was, and also just make sure the supply routes were open. We'd leave the wire, go up and down Route Tampa, looking for improvised explosive devices. This guy's right in front of the Iraqi police station, just blows up his car with 1,000 pounds of explosives and destroys everything. Unthinkable, some of the things that would happen to them. You know, these IEDs that they emplaced, you know. The people I met, even the Iraqi people, the Iraqi army people, just amazing. It's all about your friends when you're there. You know, you're like brothers. It's all about protecting them and making sure that they're okay. We were rolling up Route Tampa, decided to take a turn down a dirt road that we used sporadically, but not very often. My tank driver, he goes, wow, why are we going down this dirt road? This is ridiculous. I bet we hit an IED. Says it just like that. I was like, ha, 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 ha. And about 10 seconds later, boom, like huge explosion. Just, I remember the dirt first just coming out as I was flying through the air. And then all of a sudden the flames just rose up. Just huge flames each side. Paul, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay, you know, because I'm like this, I'm checking myself, like laying down like this. And everything's still there, you know, I'm still able to move my arms and everything, you know, I didn't feel any pain, nothing. He's like, all right, get over here, we gotta help James out, because James, my gunner, was down in the hole. And he was screaming. I went to look, and then all of a sudden, my knee was pointed this way and my foot was pointed this way. And that's when just extreme pain just started happening. And yeah, my leg was badly broken.
He said, this is Craig, and I said, oh my God, what's wrong with you? He could hardly talk. Days and days of, you know, we have to operate again, and we have to, you know, cleaning out the wounds, and that he couldn't fly because he was bleeding, and they couldn't find the source of the bleeding, and we were like, oh.
It was probably 10 days he was in Germany before he could fly back, simply because they were trying to stabilize him.
They told me I was gonna lose my leg. And you know, from there I was a mess for a couple of weeks. The ankle was smashed. And they told me I would either fill it with cement, feel pain for the rest of my life, you know, I have to live off meds, or I can, you know, live a better life and have a prosthetic. And it took me a few weeks to make that decision.
It was a struggle, and he had been dealing with that before we got there. You know, we talked about it, and we just said, you know, it doesn't mean that you can't do anything that you want to do. It's just not going to be the way you used to do it.
There's a lot of guys there with prosthetic legs They'll come and visit you. They'll motivate you and talk to you. You know, this is what it's like. This is what you're gonna go through. So what they said is like, set a goal. Just don't sit down, don't lay down and die.
He's still in his bed, hadn't walked to this point, and he said, hey, there's a race coming up in Brockton, Massachusetts. I'm gonna fly up and do it. And I said, okay. Craig, you haven't walked yet. I
was wounded April 07. I was back on a bike in September 07. So what is that, 5 months?
Craig's my hero because he's not afraid to tell his story.
He doesn't let it bother him. He gets out there and just does what he needs to do and what he wants to do.
Racing, it just kind of grows that inner fire, you know what I mean? It's like being in the military, you know, you get that heart pump and you're like, yeah, whoa, you know? The funny thing is you miss that feeling, you know? And just having that back in life is what it's all about. It feels good.
For more on the Toyota build, check this out.